Hi everyone, welcome to your practice. This is a gentle flow and we're going to be focusing on opening up our thoracic spine, the top part of our spine. So let's get this started. Lay down flat on your mat. Soles of the feet down, edges of the mat, and bring your knees together to touch. Close down the eyes just for a little bit. Rest the head down, the shoulder blades. And bring your palms facing up. Begin to take those inhales and exhales through the nose. Letting everything that is no longer serving you go. Any stress, to-do lists. Just let them go. Okay, take a deep inhale through the nose. Let it out through your mouth. Two more, just like that. Inhale. Let it go. Last one. Soften your body and let it go. Seal down the lips. And then grab the backs of the legs. Squeeze your knees into the chest. And then take it up to your boat pose, your Shavasana. Finding your sacrum down. Roll back just gently. Finding your belly button squeezing, and then roll your shoulders back and away from the ears, puffing up the chest, avoiding the tailbone. Maybe you release the arms, maybe you extend the legs, whatever you choose, just stay there. Engage your belly, deepen up your breath, deep inhale, long exhales. Take about two more. Keep pulling the belly in so you lift your legs with your core, not the hip crease. One more. Now slowly come down to your low boat. If this is way too much for you, you can bring the forearms down. Keep a tuck on the tail so your low back is trying to press down into the ground. And from here, begin to take some kicks. You got 10. 9, keep squeezing the core in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your legs together and then lifting up to the sky. Bring them down to a hover. Lift them back up. Down to a hover. Keep that tail tucked though. Keep pulling the belly in. 2 more. And 1. Bring your legs 45-degree angle and hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Begin kicking your legs. Bring your big toes back together, squeeze your inner thighs, and then lift the legs up. Down to a 45-degree, lift them back up. Down and up. 2 more. And then 1 more. Down to a 60-degree angle. Hold it here and begin your kicks. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big toes to touch. Lift the legs high, 60-degree. Lift the legs high, 60-degree. Keep that engagement of the core. Keep it working. No momentum, all core work. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Keep the legs as high as you can. Keep squeezing the core. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly squeeze your knees into the chest to rock your body from side to side. And then take a bridge pose. Lower the soles of the feet down. Release the arms. Option to interlace them to your low back. And try to lift the hips a little bit higher. Roll your shoulder blades together. And keep puffing up the chest. Now slowly begin to lower your hips back down. And then grab the backs of the legs. Begin to rock and roll front to back. And then make your way to your box pose. Cross the ankles. You can bring your legs to the sides. And then stack the knees, or the hips on top of the knees, shoulders on top of the wrists. Begin to move your hips from side to side. Maybe you decide to make circles. Switch out directions. Okay, slowly come back to center. Now bring your chin down, then your chest. Sticking your bum out. Hold it here. Keep breathing. Begin to soften your chest and your heart down to the ground. Keep your belly engaged. Now slither through. Low Cobra. Keep the elbows bent, hands underneath the shoulders, and lift the chest high. Connect your big toes to touch and try to lift the legs high as well. Option to hover the hands, maybe airplane the arms. Hold it here, but keep breathing. And then pull your belly button in towards the spine. 2 more. On the last one, lower it back down. Now land your forearms down, elbows underneath your shoulders. Puff out your chest. This is your Sphinx pose. Now actively pull your elbows towards your hips. Notice how your chest pulls forward. Keep that activation going. 1 more breath. Nice. And then lower the forehead down, hands underneath the shoulders, child's pose. Pull the hips into the heels and breathe. Move your hips from side to side. Maybe you roll your forehead. And then bring it back up to your box pose. Now from your box pose, extend the left leg back. Then bring your right bicep by the ear. Engage the core to find that balance. Hold it here. Be in tiny little pulses, lifting the heel higher, the arm higher. Your thumb is pointing up. You got 8. Keep pulling the belly in, so no arching up of the spine. Pull it in, straight spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now take your arm out to the side. Now take your leg out to the side, just like an airplane. Hold it here. Try to lift the leg higher, the arm higher, and squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, point your foot back, the hand forward, and then bend the knee, reach for your foot, tiger pose. Press the foot against your hand, puff at the chest, roll your right shoulder back, take your gaze as high as you can. Try to lift that back knee high. Nice, opening up your spine. 3 more, 2, and 1. Extend the arm and the leg, and then lower the hand down. Tuck the back toes under. 3-legged dog, lifting the left leg high. Bend the knee and stack the hip. You can stay here or begin to make circles, big, big circles. Bringing the knees together, then open them back up. Now switch directions. Moving that synovial fluid around on your hips, more mobility. And then re-extend the leg. Point of both hip bones towards the ground. Inhale, lift the leg a little bit higher. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Lower the foot in between the palms, and then lower the back knee down to the ground. Lift the arms up to the sky. Breathe in. And then interlace your fingers to your low back. Exhale. Allow your chest to puff, your shoulders to roll back. Take your gaze high, lean back, opening up your heart. Let it pull up to the sky. Stay here for another breath. Keep breathing though. Stay with your long breaths. Release the hands. Right hand next to your foot, left arm to the sky, easy twist. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, runner's twist. Now you can take horizon lunge here. Notice how I'm lowering down to the knife edges of the feet, not dumping on my right shoulder. Keep pressing. And then my top hand reaches for the back of the room. Come back to your runner's twist. And then your left hand lowers onto your thigh. Pivot the back foot flat, side angle pose. Let your hips open. Notice the inner part of your legs. Take your gaze as high as you can. Hold it here for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Star pose. Begin to extend the legs, both arms to the sky. Find some energy here. And then reach with your right hand for your left elbow. Pull it up and over, maybe behind your head, and lean towards the right leg. Side stretch. Bring it back to center. Re-extend the left arm and then bend the right elbow. Left hand grabs and lean towards the left. Lift it back to center. Re-extend the arms. Bring your palms to the touch. Bring your thumb knuckles to the back of the neck. Squeeze your head with your triceps and then lean back. Pull the belly in. Tuck the tail under and then pull your heart up to the sky. On the exhale, hinge from the hips, halfway down. Keep the elbows behind the head. Squeeze your belly in, squeeze the back muscles for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the arms, Bracerita, wide-legged fold. You got 5 breaths here. You can walk the hands towards the right leg, noticing that stretch. Maybe you switch it out. And then bring your hands back to center. On your inhale, hands underneath the shoulders, walk the hands to the front of the room, lizard lunge. So you bend your left knee a lot. Maybe you heel to your foot out a little bit. And then move here. Maybe you bend and straighten the front leg. Maybe you just wiggle the hips from side to side. Okay, 1 more breath. And then step your front foot to meet the back, plank pose. Either you hold it here or you lower down to the knees. But whatever you do, stay nice and still. Pull the belly in, lean forward towards your hands. Feel your fingertips pressing down. You got 5 more breaths. Notice my shoulder blades are coming away from each other. Squeeze your chest, squeeze the belly. Try to soften up your thighs. 1 more breath. And then make it all the way down to the ground. Bending the elbows, belly is touching your mat. Now bring your forehead down to the ground. And then interlace your fingers to your low back. Straighten up the arms, your palms are touching. Now pull with your shoulder blades back. Lift your chest away from the ground. And keep your gaze down to the front edge of your mat. Keep the tops of the feet down. Squeeze the inner thighs together. And try to lift a little bit more. Notice your bum muscle engaging. Pull the belly in. 1 more breath. And then lower it back down. Now release the arms and bend your right knee. With your right hand, grab the outer edge of the foot. Now with your left hand, place it underneath your forehead. Press the foot against the palm and then let your chest rise up. Let your knee rise up. Keep your right hip crease pressing down into the ground and try this for 3 more breaths. Try to keep your gaze forward. Your front arm is nice and soft. 2 more. And then 1. Lower it back down. Bring both forearms underneath the forehead and then windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Re-extend the legs, slide the hands underneath the shoulders. box pose. So lift the hips, and then take your cat and cow, drop the belly, lift the gaze, and then round the spine. Lift the gaze, cow pose, and then cat. One more with your breath. And then slowly come back to stillness. Now from your box pose, extend the right leg back, your left bicep by the ear, and hold it here. Remember to pull your belly in, your spine is nice and long, so no arching of the back. Press the mat away from you with your right shoulder. And then keep your left bicep by the ear, hold it here, and begin to pulse it up, squeezing your bum muscle. Long spine here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it right there and take your arm out to the side. Now take your leg out to the side, flex the foot. Hold it here, lift it a little bit higher, pulse it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Re-extend, and then bend the knee. With your left hand, reach for the foot, tiger pose. Press the foot against the hand, and then see how much you can open up. Maybe you take your gaze towards your left shoulder. Keep lifting the back knee away from the ground. 3 more. 2 more. And 1. Slowly release the left hand down, extend the back leg, and then tuck the toes under, 3-legged dog. From here, bend the knee and stack the hip. Circles or stillness, you choose. Switch up directions. And then re-extend the leg, hips are facing down. Bring your knee to your nose. Salamba Anjane, foot in between the hands. Lower the back knee down. Lift the arms nice and high. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Soften the arms down. Interlace them to your low back. Puff at the chest. Take your gaze high. One more breath. Pull your heart up. Come back to center, left hand down. Right arm to the sky. Easy twist. Now tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee away from the ground. Runner's twist. Keep leaning back with your right shoulder. And then horizon lunge. Come down to the outer edges of the feet. Reach your top hand to the back. Bring it back to your runner's twist. And hold it here for 1 more breath. Now drop your right forearm on top of the thigh, side angle pose. You're going to pivot the back foot flat and then lift the left arm to the sky. One more breath here, noticing the inner thighs. And then star pose. Slowly extend the leg, lift both arms up to the sky. You can heel toe your feet in if you need to. And then bend the right elbow. Left hand reaches for that elbow and then pull it up and over. Side stretch. Bring it back to center. Re-extend the arm and switch it out. Grab the left elbow. Pull it up and over. And then bring it back to center. Re-extend the arms. Palms to the touch. Thumb knuckles to the back of the neck. Squeeze your head with your elbows and then lean back. Tuck the tail, pull the belly in, keep leaning and pulling your heart up. Hinging from the hips, halfway down. Keep a long, straight spine. If you can't, stay lower. 3 more. 2, and then 1. Release the arms down. Brasarita, long edge of the mat. From here, find length. And then fold a little bit deeper. Walk the hands in between the legs. Try to keep your fingers facing to your face, to your nose. One more breath. Walk the hands underneath the shoulders and then take them to the front of the mat, lizard lunge. You can heel to your front foot out. And then maybe you move around here, noticing your body. Maybe you straighten up the leg. You got 3 more breaths. And then back into your plank pose. Front foot meets the back. And then hold it here. Option to lower the knees down. Whatever you took on the other side, maybe you explore on this one and give it a try. Keep leaning into the fingertips. Stay light on the toes. Try to soften the quads. Pull the belly in. See what happens. 2 more. Lower it all the way down to your belly. Now this time interlace the fingers to your low back. Puff out the chest. Pull your fingers towards the back of the room and lift the chest high. Shoulder blades to touch. This time lift the legs high. Knees are nice and straight. Bring the big toes to touch. Squeeze your bum. 5, 4, gaze down. 3, 2, and 1. Soften it back down. Right forearm underneath your forehead. Bend your left knee, left hand reaches. And then begin to press the foot towards the hand. Lift the chest and then begin to lift the back knee. Lift it a little bit higher and hold it here. Make sure you're softening the front arm. 5, 4, 3, 2, last little pull and lower it back down. Windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Now re-extend the legs, hands underneath the shoulders, child's pose. Okay, yogis. Now take your downward facing dog. Notice your hands, notice your fingers spreading nice and wide. Press into those hands and then tuck the toes. Lift the knees high, sit bones up to the sky. Now it's okay if you keep your knees bent. I'm more interested in you having a straight spine than straight legs and round up the spine. So notice what shape you're making. Now one day you will be able to straighten up the legs. Maybe your heels are gonna come down. Maybe they don't, and it really doesn't matter. It's just your shape and how it feels. You got 3 breaths here. Nice. Begin to walk the toes into the palms, tiny little steps. And then fold forward. Option to heel toe the feet out, hip width distance. Keep them together, whatever you need today. You can grab opposite elbows, interlace the fingers to your low back, or maybe behind the head. And again, try to find some length on the legs. But make sure you're pulling the crown of the head down into the ground. So make that gravity work. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Okay, release the arms down, heel toe the feet in to touch, and then slowly rise up to standing. Take your arms up and your gaze up. And then bring your palms to your heart. Samastitihi, release the arms by the side body. Lift the arms back up, inhale. Exhale and fold. Halfway up, flat back. And then walk the feet back into your plank pose. From here, you can take your chaturanga either on your knees or your full version. Bend the elbows, squeezing the rib cage. Upward facing dog or low cobra. And then downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips high. Let's do that 2 more times. Walk the feet towards the hands. Big toes touching, lengthen, and then fold. Slowly rise up to standing, arms up, gaze up. Samastitihi, palms to heart, and then release the arms by the side body. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale and fold. Halfway up, walk your feet back, plank pose. Option to drop the knees down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. One more time, walk the toes in. Find length and then fold. Slowly rise up, stand up. Samastitihi. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale and fold. Halfway up, walk the feet back, plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Okay, let's move on. Lift the right leg up to the sky. Bring your knee to your tricep. Give it a tap. Inhale, lift it back up. Bring your knee to your nose. Lift it back up. Knee to opposite tricep. Lift it back up. This is the last one. Knee to your nose. Warrior one. So step the foot in between the palms and then pivot the back foot completely flat. Slowly begin to rise up. And then notice your hips. Pull the right hip crease back, the left hip crease forward. Now feel that engagement on the back leg. Your knife edge of the foot is really pressing down. And then breathe. Maybe you take your arms up or your gaze up and your palms to touch. One more breath. Hold it here. And then open arm twist. Right arm slides back. Take your gaze to those right fingers. On your inhale, reverse. Lift your left arm high. Keep your right hand behind you. Reach, reach, reach. Now come back to center. Lift both arms up. Straighten up the front leg. Try to keep both legs straight. Now begin to reach forward like you're trying to grab something, keeping your arms up overhead. Hold it halfway down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Warrior two. Open up the arms, rebend your front knee. You may want to fix your feet. Breathe. This is a very strong warrior. Now notice your legs, your knees leaning back, so you feel the whole pressure on your foot, not only on the toes, not only on the heel, but the 4 corners of the foot. Notice your arms pulling away from each other. Your gaze is nice and soft towards the front, but both shoulders and hips pointing to the side. On your inhale, reverse. Lift the right arm high. Breathe in. Side angle pose. Reach, and then maybe land the forearm down. Maybe you'll open up your wings. Now take your arms or your gaze up to the sky and hold it here. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly rise up through your start pose and then charge to the back. Pivot slowly and begin to reach. Now airplane the arms, warrior C, take flight. Lift the back heel a little bit higher, squeeze your triceps, your shoulder blades, pull the belly in, flex the back toe, and then softly land warrior one. Interlace the fingers to your low back, puff up your chest, and then humbly bow forward. Now you may want to heel to your front foot out because both shoulders are going to come in the front knee. Now keep pressing the left hip crease towards the center of the room, or of the mat rather. Let the crown of the head feel heavy. Squeeze the back leg. One more breath. Try to bring your fists away from your low back. And then lower the hands down. From here, front foot meets the back in a plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. Left leg up to the sky. Knee to same tricep, lean forward. Inhale, lift it back up. Knee to your nose. Lift it back up. Knee to opposite tricep. Lift it back up. And then take your warrior one, knee to the nose. Step the foot in between the palms, pivot the back foot flat. And then slowly begin to rise up. Maybe your palms should touch. Maybe your gaze goes up. But notice your hips. Pull the left hip crease back, right hip crease forward. Keep landing your front foot down, and your front knee is stacked on top of the bottom ankle. One more breath. Open arm twist. Left arm to the back. Take your gaze with your left fingers, and then reverse. Reach your right arm high. Nice. Come back to neutral. Lift both arms up. Straighten up the front leg. Hinging from the hip, reach forward. Halfway down and hold. Keep squaring up your hips by pulling the left hip crease back. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly rebend the leg and lift the arms up. Warrior 2. Open up the arms. On the inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle pose. Maybe forearm to thigh. Maybe you open up the wings. One more breath. Star pose. And then charge into the front. Biceps stay by the ear. Lift the back heel away from the ground. Airplane the arms. Squeeze the triceps and the shoulder blades first. Warrior C. Slowly take flight. Flex the back foot. Squeeze the belly in. And then warrior 1 legs. Interlace the fingers to your low back. Humbly bow forward. Open up your heart. And then lean forward. Both shoulders land inside the leg. Keep lifting the fists away from your low back. One more breath. Slowly release the hands. Plank pose. Front foot meets the back into your chaturanga your way. Upward facing. And then child's pose. Okay. Back to your downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the bum high. Let's do this 2 more times. So lift the right leg up to the sky. Just bring your knee to your nose. Warrior 1. Pivot the back foot flat and then rise up. Open arm twist, right arm to the back. And then reverse it. Reach it nice and high. Both arms to the sky. Straighten up the leg. And then lean forward. Keep pulling the belly in, engaging from the back. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly rise up, rebend the knee. Warrior 2. Fix your feet if you need to. Breathe in and reverse. Side angle pose. If you want, you can take it a little bit deeper, maybe taking a half bind or a full bind. If you know what that is, go ahead and do that. One more breath. And then slowly rise up. Start pose. Into your charging lunge to the back. Lift the back heel away from the ground. Keep squeezing the core in. And then airplane the arms, warrior C. Lift the back heel. Warrior 1 legs. Interlace the fingers to your low back. Puff it up. And then humbly bow forward. Release the hands down. Front foot meets the back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up to the sky, warrior 1. Step it in between the hands and pivot the back foot flat. Rise up on the inhale. On the exhale, open arm twist. Inhale, reverse. Lift the right arm high. Bring it back to center. Straighten up both legs, hinge from the hips. Lean. 3, 2, and 1. Lift it back up. Rebend your front knee, warrior 2. On the inhale, reverse. Side angle pose. Now choose wherever you went on the other side. Maybe you took the half bind, the full bind. One more breath. Star pose. Charge your lunge to the front. Now airplane the arms, warrior C. Warrior 1, interlace the fingers, puff it up, and then humbly bow forward. Release the hands down, plank pose, into your chaturanga. Upward facing, and then downward facing dog. One last time, lift the right leg up to the sky. Knee to your nose, warrior 1. Rise up. Open arm twist. Inhale, reverse. Both arms up, straighten up the legs, hinge at the hips, and reach. Warrior 2, slowly rise up and bend the knee, and then reverse. Side angle pose, we're gonna move. Star pose. Charge to the back. And then airplane warrior C. Warrior 1, interlace the fingers, gaze goes up, and then humbly bow forward. Release the hands down, chaturanga or downward facing dog. That is where we'll meet. Now left leg up to the sky, knee to the nose, warrior 1. Slowly rise up. Open arm twist, left arm to the back, and then reverse. Both arms back up, straighten up the legs, hinge from the hips and lean. Lift it back up, warrior 2, and then reverse. Side angle pose. Rise up and charge. Pivot and stay. Airplane the arms, warrior C, take flight. And then warrior 1, interlace, puff up the chest, and then humbly bow. Release the hands down. Come back into a plank pose. Then lower the knees down and stack the shoulders on top of the hips so you're on your knees. Your knees are hip width distance apart, so as your feet. Now bring your hands, both of them, to the low back. Now I want you to tuck your tail under and then pull the belly in. Notice the movement. Now keeping that alignment on your low back, begin to puff out the chest. Slowly take your gaze up. Now press your hips forward, keeping the same alignment. Tailbone down, belly in, and begin to open up the thoracic spine, the heart space. So it's much about pulling up rather than pulling back or down. Come back to center. You can stick your bum out a little bit if you need, and then do that again. Tuck the tail, pull the belly in, puff at the chest, press your hands against your low back or your hips so you can keep that tuck, and then lift the heart up to the sky. Keep breathing though, no purple faces. Lift it back up and soften. You got a release coming back after this. Last one, tuck the tail, pull the belly in, use your hands to keep that tuck, and then press your hips forward as you open up your heart. Breathe in and out. Slowly bring it back. Box pose, land the hands down. Try to avoid your child's pose from here. Slowly cross your ankles, sit over your feet, and then roll down onto your back. Now from here, squeeze your right knee into the chest, neutralizing the spine first. And then grab the big toe and pull it close to your leg. If you can't reach the big toe, that's fine. Just grab the back of the thigh. Flex both feet. Try to straighten up the bottom leg as well. If it floats up, it just means you need to open up your hip crease a little bit more, which is fine. You're working on it. Deeper breaths as you pull your leg closer. And then slowly release. Switch up the legs. Squeeze the left knee in. Straight up the leg. Grab the back of the thigh, back of the calf. Maybe your big toes with your left peace fingers. And then pull. Remember to straighten up the right leg as well. Both feet are flexed. One more breath. And then squeeze both knees into the chest. Now we're exaggerating the curves on our spine. So this is going to feel like a deeper release. Okay, you can rock from side to side. You can take your happy baby, your Ananda Balasana from here. Whatever you choose, just begin to soften up your eyes. Slowly land the soles of the feet down. Spread your feet as wide as your mat. And then drop your knees towards the left side. Open up your arms wide as a T. And take your gaze towards your right finger. Supine twist. Take a deep inhale. Fill up your lungs. Open up your mouth. Exhale. Now slowly bring it back to center. Take the knees to the right. Gaze to the left. Take a deep inhale. Soften. Now bring it back to center. Now lift the legs up to the sky and just let them move slightly with the beating of your heart. Maybe that means taking tiny little circles with your toes, and I mean dime size. Switch up directions if you're doing that. Maybe figure eights. And then slowly rebend the knees. Land the heels down. And slowly straighten up one leg. And then the other one. And keep your palms facing up, arms by your sides. Your eyes softly closed. Your face nice and soft. Let your tongue part from the roof of your mouth. Maybe your lips are going to part as well. Just soften your face. Notice your brows melting towards your ears. This is your Shavasana, the last pose of your practice. And I encourage you to stay down for as long as you need to. It was a pleasure guiding you today. Thank you for showing up for yourself. From my heart to yours, Namaste.